Hello, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to this virtual admission of information session of our program, Chinese Gapyear in Taipei, or CGY. We appreciate your interest in our program. CGY was established in 2020 as one of the many programs under our world-renowned institution, the International Chinese Language Program, or ICLP. ICLP has been offering intensive and immersive language training for over 60 years to adult students in various fields of expertise all over the world. We have been doing this on the campus of National Taiwan University, or NTU, the most prestigious university in Taiwan. My name is Li Huijun. I'm the Division Director of International Affairs and Admissions at ICLP. And I have been teaching here for 7 years now, and that includes 1 year to CGY students. I'm here today to introduce our gapyear program to you, and hopefully the question you still have after searching through our website will be answered along the way. Now let's take a look at the overall design of the program. So what exactly sets us apart from other gapyear program and language schools? First of all, again, following the educational beliefs and teaching philosophies that the parent institution ICLP upholds, we believe in and offer immersive and intensive Chinese courses to CGY students, along with other learning experiences. The specifics of our curriculum design will be explained later, but as shown in the second box here, we have a well-rounded system of language training, and that includes 1. A very meticulous placement test and class scheduling, making sure everyone is in the right place, with an exit exam to measure the improvement after the program ends. 2. 3 hours of class every day of the week, with 3 in-class tests or review activities every other week. And 4, final exams and final presentation here, which is a speech every student is required to do at the end of every quarter in front of the whole program. Coming back to the features, to form a whole ecosystem to help our students advance in their Mandarin Chinese skill fast and solid. Our classes are very small. There are no more than 4 students in every class, and the program does not accept more than 30 students each quarter, so the teacher-student ratio is very low. CGY programs consist of 3 quarters, fall, winter, and spring, each lasting 10 to 11 weeks. We would encourage students to enroll for 3 quarters, that is 9 months, completing a real gap year to best experience the different courses and events we have to offer. But we do accept applications for 1 or 2 quarters, so don't worry about the word year in our name of a program. Regarding housing, CGY students are welcome to explore their options in the city by themselves. We have posted some info on our website that would help search for accommodation. But if you choose to stay with us, we give priority to CGY students in applying for spots with our partner housing provider, as CGY students are the youngest among all our programs. And as for our outside of class activities, I list 4 highlights here. The first one is that we pair you up with college students on campus who are looking for a language exchange partner, if you so choose to. We encourage students to participate, but this is optional. And for the next 3 items, let's turn the page and take a closer look. Language missions are practical language learning activities designed by CGY teachers for students to apply for their language skills outside the classroom as they explore certain cultural traditions on site and or interact with native Mandarin speakers in a real-life setting. Regular class meetings are suspended every other Friday for this practice off campus. The whole program will be going to the same destination, but teachers and students may be divided into groups with people they don't have their daily classes with. And within each group, different language missions will be assigned to students according to their language levels. These photos here are some examples from the past few years, and you might also have a chance to participate if you join us this year, including making pineapple cakes and buying groceries at the traditional wet market, visiting Taoist temple, or this organization that used to publish Taiwan's standardized textbooks for primary and secondary education. And this is a museum about learning the history of the city of Taipei. And this is the Mainland Affairs Council, where the teachers and the students learned about the development of the relations across the Taiwan Strait. And there are more activities to find out after you enroll for our program. So that was language missions happening for 3 or 4 times every quarter. If you plan to enroll for CGY for 2 or 3 quarters, don't worry, these missions will not be repeated while you're here. And cultural electives. These courses are chosen by the head teachers to give you a taste of some skills traditionally popular in the Chinese culture. What you see here now are some of the courses that we have offered since the program started, although not all at the same time. Students are required to choose at least one course from each category, and there are usually 2 or 3 options every quarter. If you stay more than 1 quarter, chances are you will see 1 or 2 new options coming up every quarter. So there are kung fu or arts, but also skills that do not necessarily have anything to do with the Chinese language or traditional culture directly, but we still think worth a try because they are fun and they're something Chinese people might do when they hang out with friends. And these courses usually meet 2 to 4 times a quarter. We make adjustments from time to time according to the class size and students' feedback. We keep our program small, and students are welcome to express their opinions or offer constructive suggestions to the program director regarding these courses. And in the spring quarter, we may also cut down on the number of these electives and make students join NTU student clubs of their own choice. Since it's the last quarter of the year program, CGY students should have a greater command of and confidence in their language and cross-cultural social skills. We also schedule times for students to leave the city over a weekend or when classes are suspended. There's usually one short trip of 1 day or 2, just to relax from the stress of study and enjoy the scenery outside of Taipei. It could be a trip on the north coast of Taiwan or a town in the mountains outskirts of Taipei City. There is also a longer overnight trip, highlight of the quarter, every quarter. We take students to places that are normally harder to reach by public transportation and participate in some activities that sometimes even Taiwanese people would not have a chance to experience unless they really go out of their way to facilitate. Here are some examples. This one is we joined the Aboriginal tribe to experience a hunter's daily life. This is a traditional ceremony at Tainan, a southern part of Taiwan, that marks the end of the Chinese Lunar New Year holiday. And Kinmen is an island geographically closer to China than to Taiwan, and there left some historical traces that might help understand why things are the way they are today. So this is what our program calendar or daily schedule would look like. Here are 3 weeks of events we had just this past full quarter. Language classes are mostly scheduled in the morning, and all classes would end at 2 p.m. at the latest. The cultural elective will happen in the afternoon. Seen here are the third session for Taiji and Guoshu, while the calligraphy and jiangqi and seal carving just have their first session in week 7. This is the very green, very beautiful campus of National Taiwan University, and the CGY building is on the south part of the campus, with the campus police station on the first floor of the building, and we're on the second. The building is just across the road from the busy, lively shopping area of Gongguan, where students can go grab some very affordable food if they choose it over student cafeterias on campus before coming back for classes in the afternoon. And to give you a sense of the location of the campus, there is the very famous landmark of number 1 landmark of Taipei, Taipei 101. And this is the Songshan Airport. If you're coming from Japan, you might land here. And up north, National Palace Museum is here. So, as you can see from the map and from another angle of the campus is very close to the heart of Taipei, very close heart to the city. So everything is close, everything is convenient, everything is inexpensive, and everything is safe. You can explore the city very easily, whether you sign up for a language exchange partner or not. And your classmates and teachers will be your family here, doing everything together. Almost everything. Besides all those fun, exciting activities and field trips, the other pillar of the program is our language training, which is something we really pride ourselves on. You could say that we are a serious, intensive language program that's having a little bit too much fun, or we are a really fun summer camp that really wants to teach you the language. So, how exactly do we help our students learn the language? This is the student's daily class schedule will look like on the right-hand side of the screen. Each student would have 3 hours of a class every day, 2 being group classes and 1 being individual, each at different class hours for every student. There are only 4 students in group classes at most. And the individual class is relatively more flexible in the sense that the teacher can spend as much time as needed to correct your error and last time on things you've already mastered, since you don't have any classmates to wait for or keep up with. But this individual class is paired with another group class seen here with the same course name. They share one textbook and the same syllabus, so it's not like the individual class is so flexible that it does not have any directions or structure. And the last class, or the other group class, is the complementary class, which complements your core course. The complementary class is normally at the same level as your core course, but as we design all our students' class schedule with meticulous care according to their proficiency level with the smallest increments possible, if you're actually a notch above or below than the average within one level, it will be reflected on our head instructor's choice of your complementary course. And that is if you have a core course at level 3 and you might have a complementary course at the level 2 or 3 or 4. So together these 3 classes will form a perfect environment for you to be exposed to language inputs at the suitable level repeatedly every day. And because of the intricacy of class scheduling logistics, we do not take class time requests from students, but all classes, as mentioned, will be done by 2 p.m. before you can go to take your cultural electives. As for the assessments, as we've seen before, there are bi-weekly tests and review, placement tests and exit exam, and final exam. And the final presentation is a 5-minute speech in front of everyone in the program, including teachers and students. So not just your classmates in your class. Some students would dress up for this occasion. At CGY, we follow the pedagogical tradition from ICLP, emphasizing oral practice as the core component. We believe that constant oral practice will consolidate and facilitate for the advancement in listening, reading, writing, as well as speaking. Somewhat similar to our first language acquisition, but closer to the way we learn or practice for the new sports skill or musical instrument. Muscle memory actually plays a big part in language learning than we would normally imagine. We provide students ample and equal opportunity to speak in class, and we expect and demand them to speak. So when students prepare for class at home, they should prepare by speaking with their mouths open, speaking out loud until it becomes almost a reflex, instead of merely reading silently with their eyes on the page. For 3 hours of class, they should prepare up to 4 or 5 hours at home the day before. And when they come to class, the teacher would set up scenarios by speaking to create an environment for a student to interact with everyone in class using the sentence pattern they have already learned by themselves. We believe that reading, understanding, and then memorizing the grammar or vocabulary is something a learner can do by themselves. But interaction, especially meaningful and designed interaction, is when an instructor is called for. So every class, every day is a speaking test, and that is the true meaning of deliberate practice. Which is why we do not open textbooks in class. Students should be able to respond immediately or naturally if they spend enough time practicing, preparing the day before at home. Those who have not prepared will lose their chance to speak in class because they might spend too much time pausing or thinking, while there could be more time for others to practice. And there's no audit option for all courses. It will not matter if we have 20 students in one class, but of course, again, the complex arrangement of teacher and students' schedule, and because all classes are small, the teacher designs class activities according to the number and proficiency of each member. One addition may interrupt the flow of the class. A scenario we often see at any language center is that when class is over, all students from the same country or different ones put down what they've been practicing for the last 1 hour or two once they step out of the door and resort to using English or their common language to interact with friends. We encourage making friends with classmates, but really hate to see the great opportunity goes to waste. This is the chance to fully consolidate the language skills and make the language a more comfortable communication tool for you. We've created an efficient and effective learning environment in class, and we really would like to see it extend beyond the classroom door. Hence this pledge to be signed at the beginning of the program. So once a student walks into the CGY building, they should only speak Mandarin Chinese unless there is an emergency. As for the attendance pledge, missing one day or even one class is already missing a lot, and missing 20% of the class is literally one day every week. And missing more might actually also affect your visa status since it's a government regulation, especially if you have a scholarship. So CGY office will send a reminder to any student who is closing in on the limit. However, it's the student's own responsibility to attend class and keep track of their absence. So, how do you get into this amazing program? Anyone above the age of 17 or have graduated from high school are eligible. And after receiving a few inquiry emails, we have extended the age range to college freshmen. The first step of application is to set up an account on our online application system and complete our online application form. We have an instruction PDF file on our website in case anyone needs a few tips on what to fill in the boxes. And then please upload a photo for us to make a student ID for you. In the statement of purpose, please tell us the reason why you choose us. That is, express that you understand what you will be facing after coming here and you know how this is going to help you in any way. For the transcription, it's not like we are looking for straight A students only, but we do want to make sure that we have responsible learners who can work hard while playing hard. As for the optional course history, this is a document where the applicants list all the Chinese courses they have taken for us to have an idea of their proficiency level before the placement test. The reference letter is the last step of your application. The referee could be your teacher, ideally a Chinese language course, but just of any subjects. The referee could also be your counselor at school or anyone who knows your learning attitude, your love for the Chinese language, or your curiosity for cross-cultural experiences. Just anyone who would support the idea of you coming to Taiwan. Finally, the application fee is an essential step of the application. The application cannot be submitted if the fee has not been paid. But there is something else here for you to take note of. If you happen to know any ICLP or CGY alumni, simply mentioning their name in your statement of purpose can waive your application fee. And if you haven't had this person in your life yet, you can look forward to become an alum and give this waiver gift to someone else in a couple of years. And the admission decision will be announced and sent directly to you via email within 2 weeks of completion of the application. That is, all materials should arrive, including the reference letter. The program dates and deadlines of the year can be found on our website, usually announced mid-December. Normally, the application deadline would be the end of June for the full quarter, mid-October for winter, and mid-January for spring. And again, we encourage everyone to stay for 3 quarters as we plan different activities for each quarter, but we do accept application for only 1 or 2 quarters. As for scholarship, unfortunately, ICLP currently do not offer scholarship to CGY students. Although there is one scholarship that we've seen some of our students coming with, that is the Huayu Enrichment Scholarship established by Taiwan Ministry of Education. Here are some basic guidelines you can find on their website, and hopefully you are watching this before their application season. However, for more details, including the application dates or material required, you should check with Taipei Economic and Cultural Representative Office in your area, which is an office in charge of matters that are usually handled by an embassy. This is it because the application procedure and material is very often different from office to office. However, the amount of the monthly stipend is the same. which will be transferred to the bank account that you set up in Taiwan after arriving and starting the program. So you should secure another financial source other than this enrichment scholarship. Thank you for staying until now. If you have any more questions, please feel free to write us at these two email addresses you see here. If you wish to learn more about CGY alumni's take on the program, we have posted their message on our website and videos on our YouTube channel. Thank you again for your interest in our program and for spending time in learning more about us. We're looking forward to your application. See you in Taipei.